and take a picture of the number on the scale, it didn't have been thrown out. So
I'm gonna ask you again. I'm asking.
So 1 second before you answer,
I'm asking you a question right now. What are you looking to accomplish? Because we're not going to resolve anything by sitting down today, because we're explaining our side of things. You're not satisfied with it.
Because you're trying to say it's a matter of opinion of what the judge said, when she clearly said the stuff that the officer said he pulled me over for didn't happen.
She didn't say that he committed perjury one time in that order.
Sir, if she says what he said in the police sworn affidavit, and it doesn't match what he says on the stand
about perjury,
did you get the transcript of that hearing?
No.
Why not?
Because the department was not contacted the state attorney's office or the judge. If it was a malicious act of perjury or a criminal act of perjury, we would have been contacted.
So like I said, sir, this is Rodriguez's last minute and a half.
So I'm asking you, what are we trying to accomplish here?
I'm trying to get you to see that your officers need to be trained, and they shouldn't be learning on the job while they're arresting people. If they don't know what the hell to do,
make mistakes. I don't know what kind of work you do, but have you ever made a mistake at work? Or do you just immediately go into whatever?
I've never made a mistake that violated any rights.
What I'm asking you is, in your field of work, have you ever made a mistake, or have you had to learn what you're doing at the job? If that's what you're saying that these guys are doing. Or did you just immediately go into your field knowing everything?
I've never made a mistake that cost anybody their job or violated their civil rights.
Again, back to what is going to be accomplished here today?
I just want you to see what your officers are doing. You see that window right there? That back window? That same one we just looked at on that picture right there?
Okay.
This is the last minute of Rodriguez's body cam. He's been instructed by the state's attorney's office to seal it up.
Okay.
And what he does is he goes to his trunk and he grabs an evidence bag, but he gets his cameras on. He tosses the evidence bag back in there. Then he goes and grabs the seal tape, gets back in the truck and turns his body cam off. And then the truck shows up right here like this with that back window up. So somebody had to go back in there, turn that on and let that back window up. Who did it?
Okay. So just so we're clear, okay. I just told you that it doesn't matter that the weight of the marijuana is the same charge. So you said that there's a joint in there. So they did all this to charge the same charge they would have charged, is what you're claiming? Listen to me.
And they were fishing.
Listen to me. You said there was a joint of marijuana in there.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me these officers did all this planning drugs to charge you with the same charge. What would be the point of that?
Because he's throughout the entire encounter, he's about, I know there's more in here. His hands covered in white powder. I'm going to have to get a search warrant to tear this up to get down there. I know there's something in here.
So they did all this to charge you with the charge that you submitted that was there. Is that what you're telling me?
A roach.
They went through all this.
It was only a roach. There was no leafy marijuana in there.
That is leafy marijuana. Roach.
That's not.
It's the same charge.
So what field test was used? What field? You saw him use a field test kit to that one bud.
To the bud that was found?
You saw him do it.
I don't remember if I saw him do it or not.
You didn't, sir. You get it on camera.
But now you're telling. Okay, just because you know this case backwards and forwards.
Because it doesn't matter to you, and that's my point. This is my life.
Okay.
You motherfuckers have fucked up my savings right now. I had to spend $20,000 to fight this bull. I lost a job. I lost where I live. And you're trying to tell me, well, so?
The officer stopped you for a traffic stop. I'm admitted there was marijuana.
We're going to read this judge's ruling, sir, because like I said, you wasn't even there and you doing too much talking.
You asked us to review the judge's order.
And he didn't. I can tell he's looking. No, he didn't.
I just told you what was suppressed on the case. You don't even know what the judge order said.
Yes, I do.
What it said. She doesn't talk about nothing. She suppresses the probable cause for the stop. But it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Order granting the motion to suppress. On December the 18th, 2025, the defendant's counsel filed a motion.
We don't need.
Okay, Officer Brown testified. This is the judge saying what he testified to. Mm-hmm. Officer Brown testified he conducted a traffic stop on the truck after it failed to yield at a stop sign. Officer Brown testified the vehicle had a license plate improperly covering a license plate and crossed 5 lanes of traffic. Officer Brown initially ran a license plate check using the wrong letter, but he admitted it did not encroach on any letters. Officer Brown testified the defendant stopped at a stop sign in the median, but the defendant yielded to traffic, and the action provided, he failed to yield. The video shows the portion of highways in Belleview 301 441. The video shows as the officer turns west on the 441, the defendant is fully stopped at a stop sign in the median, and a white truck was headed west in the left lane, and the defendant started at the end of the right lane. After the white truck passed, the defendant crossed the left lane into the US 301 before turning into the left lane onto 301. Minimal traffic is seen in the video.
Correct. The camera does not see it all. Correct.
It's not a 360-degree view.
Sir,
from the vehicle.
That's why I asked you to, when we talked the other day, I asked you specifically to get that transcript for this.
You asked me to look at the order. You didn't.
I asked you, I told you, did you look at the judge's ruling from there? And you were like, yes. I say, did you get the transcript?
I say I looked at the order.
I asked you about the order.
Okay.
And you said, I haven't recently. Those were your words. You didn't say you did it. You say, I haven't recently.
Hold on a second. Is this talking about the phone call I made the other day?
Yeah.
You actually told him on the phone call you didn't want him to do it because you wanted to show it us here today. We went ahead.
I didn't want to do what?
You didn't want us to review it ahead of time.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, you see what I'm saying? I was talking to you. So, like I said, please, I'm talking to Mr. Miley. Please stop interrupting me. So, like I was saying, your officer said I flew across 5 lanes of traffic and almost caused all of these accidents. And he wrote this in the report. But the judge just said minimal traffic is seen. I didn't cause, the judge said.
The view from the camera, that's what she's basing the ruling off of.
Officer Brown testified that he conducted a traffic stop after he obtained probable cause when the vehicle was yielded to traffic. He did not testify as to which traffic statute was violated. The decision to stop the automobile. Hold on. Oh, here you go. Officer Brown did not testify about which law may have been violated and simply stated the driver failed to yield. Officer Brown testified that the prior driving did not constitute probable cause, and probable cause was developed when the vehicle failed to yield in the median. The dash cam, however, did not show failure to yield.
Because it should.
Excuse me, sir. The dash cam shows the defendant's vehicle stopped and crossed the highway into the second median into the eastbound lane.
Read this, man.
The dash cam shows the defendant yielded to the white truck. Although it is unknown what statute Officer Brown is relying on, it does not appear the defendant violated any. The defendant did not violate the statute regarding approaching or entering the intersection. So, based on this objective dash cam, there was no probable cause for a traffic stop. So that's just, but you're telling me the officer, but a judge just said it was no probable cause for a traffic stop, and you two are backing your officers to a T who you've admitted are rookies who've been on the force for 3 years now and don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're still out there arresting people.
You don't understand the ruling, is I think is the problem here. Is the problem here.
So the judge said he didn't have probable cause, and you're saying he did.
Understand the ruling. So the judge ruled that he did not articulate the traffic stop.
Well, no, she said she didn't say articulate.
You read it too.
Where?
We both did it.
Where did she say he didn't articulate that?
Because I'm using different words. That is what she's saying. You didn't understand it, so I'm trying to say.
The reason, sir, why I asked y'all to get the court transcripts of this, because when the judge took over questioning, she started to ask him, when did you get behind Mr. Gatson? Guess what he said? He didn't tell that he was following me like this. He said, I hit a U-turn at the bridge right there, at the foot of the bridge. We were 5 minutes, we were closer to 90-second loop when he made the U-turn to come back into Bellevue. That's a lie, sir.
I don't know about you, but I have lost several suppression hearings. It doesn't mean I lied. You do a ruling like that. That's why there is suppression hearings. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But it has to do with how you articulate the facts and then the facts of the case. Just because you lose at a suppression hearing doesn't mean I lied. It just means I didn't articulate it and there wasn't enough facts to show that I was correct in what I did. But it doesn't make me a liar.
So is it okay for your rookies to be calling me a cocky son of a bitch? Is it okay for them to be talking about how to piss them off?
Yeah.
All right. It's professional?
Mr. Gatson. Mr. Gatson.
This is on video.